Hi, guys.
Hi everyone.
All right. So, sorry we're late. My child decided to get on my computer and he kind of like messed it up. So, I had to get back in. But go ahead. You can
Yeah,
introduce.
so hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Casual Conversation with GNA. I'm Gloria. I'm Eileen. This is Gloria.
This
Um
is Eileen. You're Eileen.
yeah. So
Let me see
conversation
if I can fix the background. Hold on. Go.
Okay, so this is conversation 89 and the topic is Sound of Freedom movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. There you go.
Oh,
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering like what was going on.
So close that. Okay, you guys. So, let me just move this because there you go. Okay. So, hey, Radio Vault,
Hey,
welcome. Hi, Bama. How are you? Yeah, we were having some technical
we were.
difficulties, and then my cheeks are like too pink. Hey, Wedge. Hey, Hex and Rave.
Hey.
I've heard about this movie and saw a video that said that that generates 32 billion revenue in the airline. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, hey, Bama. Okay.
Yeah, that it
So,
generates more than like the airlines. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
yeah. Okay. So, we're going to talk about our thoughts about it, and then we're going to get into like personal stories. And you guys want to like share stuff, you can, and I can read it. Um Hi, Sue. How are you, friend? So, hey, John, how are you? Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into our thoughts. So we went to go watch it yesterday and we had like a little thing happen. So we went to the movies and it's not like the nicer side of town.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we got out, we had taken my my car. And when we got out, I turned we turned it on and glitching. Are we glitching? Um, and so yeah, I looked underneath and yeah, they stole the catalytic converter. I guess those things are like hot.
They're taking them like hot cakes out here.
Yeah,
So.
dude, like and so I was a little upset about
Yeah.
that.
And to be honest, I was a little like surprised because like it's not like a nicer side of town, but I don't feel like it's the worst side of town. So
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
like pretty
Callie.
surprised that happened.
Hey, Eddie, how are you? So, anyways, we had to get all of that fixed or squared away. And the guy actually, what did the movie theater people tell us?
Oh yeah, so yeah, we talked to movie people, theater people, and we were like, "Hey, do you have like any like footage, surveillance out there?" And the guy was like, "But we said that right, like, oh, because the catalytic converter got stolen," and he was like, "Yeah, it happens throughout the day," and I was like, "What?" Like he was like, very nonchalant. So I
Yeah.
guess it's like it happens often.
Yeah. And the body shop guy told us that they get at least 3 cars a week with missing catalytic
Yeah.
converters. And he said that there's been like people that have the same car happen to the same car. And so I don't know, man. Like it's annoying. And it's just like these people.
Yeah, the audacity, like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Like,
We were just out there trying to enjoy a movie, and you can't even be safe with your car these days.
right?
You
Like
know?
you can't be safe anywhere. And
Yeah, and you
so
can't be safe anywhere. I feel like that's the message.
yeah, we're in California. Um, they have platinum beads in them. People are dumb. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah, we're in
Like
Cali, and it's illegal here to do
it's
that.
illegal to sell them. Yeah, if they steal them, like like there's a fine if you try to sell a catalytic converter that's like been, I guess, obviously stolen. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so back to the movie.
Yeah.
Eileen, what were your thoughts about it?
So, like, without any spoilers, just like general
Do you guys
thoughts.
want spoilers?
Yeah, let us know, because I mean, it's, you know, if you want us to dive in, there's gonna be some spoilers, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys are gonna watch it. There's a lot that does show in the reviews. I mean, in the previews.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess,
Everyone's kind of had a glimpse.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are okay with spoilers. We're trying to kind of not talk about spoilers, like not talk about it
Yeah.
in case people are gonna watch it. But okay, so what were your thoughts?
So just like general thoughts, like I feel like, you know, first and foremost, it's emotional, you know. And I did because I mean, I'm pretty emotional just like in general, and just like especially when, you know, it's about children.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
I wonder where they take them to get money. I don't even know.
it just makes
Hey,
it
Gregory.
like more emotional. But like, yeah, so I feel like you get like a mix of emotions, you know, like sometimes like it's sad and it makes you want to cry, but other times, you know, it makes you angry that, you know, things like this happen. So I feel like it's a mix of emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was,
Oh man, no spoilers.
I thought that it was a good movie. It brings a lot of awareness to what's happening. It's disturbing. Like, not the movie itself is not disturbing. Like, it's not very explicit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't show like any like
It's not
graphic stuff,
Yeah.
but it does talk about things that have happened to kids and like little things. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. And it's to me, I thought it was a good thing that they put it out because it's bringing awareness to what's happening in the world, which is kind of disturbing and sick. And I don't understand people. Like, I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
it's people. I think that, I don't know. I mean, personally, these people have stuff wrong with them, dude. Like, I don't think they're
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I think there's something evil. So, let me see. Myself, I can't watch the movie. I've seen so much horrible things that have been kept out of the movie because it's so horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely worse things to watch, like, about that. Like,
Mhm.
it makes me sick that people could hurt a child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bass, how are you? Go ahead. It's your channel. Yeah, and so basically it was crazy because TikTok has like the craziest stuff,
Yeah,
right?
they
And
do.
so like I feel like TikTok is kind of depressing. Like most of the
it
time
is.
they
It
have
is.
like
It gets pretty like
dark.
yeah,
They have a lot
It
of
does.
stuff that, like, tragedies, they have crime, they have abuse cases. And I kind of sometimes get overwhelmed by it, and it starts to
It
kind of
does.
hinder on me.
It gets overwhelming and you're just like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Yeah.
on this because it's just too dark, right?
Mhm.
But it's the reality. Like, and so I saw an interview of this man that was talking about how he saves children that are being trafficked. Little did I know it was the same dude that the movie was about.
Yeah.
And so, but when he was explaining what some of the cases, it's very, very graphic and very
Yeah.
disturbing. And I don't know. Like, I was expecting for the movie to be that graphic, like to be pretty like intense, but it
Mhm.
wasn't. It was kind of surface level, kind of just to dip your toes on what's really happening.
Yeah, like the comment says right there.
Yeah. The movie was made 5 years ago. It took this long to release it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't understand, like, because TikTok and like social media has a lot of stuff that's like being exposed. So I don't
That's
see
true.
why it wouldn't be allowed in theaters, like for people to, like, you know, really see what's happening. I heard they tiptoed around the disturbing stuff. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. There was some things here and there that were disturbing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but I think definitely people should watch it. it's very like it keeps you at the edge of your seat. It gets emotional, you
Mhm.
know. Um, for sure, evil. Yeah, it's evil. Evil. Um, the one clip I heard about made me cry. These people are really, really messed up. Yeah, I don't. Did they present the andro what is that?
Yeah.
Let us know what that is, Eddie. It's evil, demonic elites didn't want the truth to be known. Yeah. Vault saved many children too. And that's the thing I was thinking about. We need more people like that. More people that I would gladly, give my tax money or whatever to people that are doing this and saving these kids, because it's like it's an important thing, and I feel like this needs to be a priority, for I don't know, the higher ups to be really thinking about what's happening, and making these agencies that help these children and that recover children. Rolling Stone put out an article poo poo the movie. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I don't know, but so it's definitely a good watch. I think I recommend it. I think people should watch it. The actors were good in it. Um and the kids were good in it too. Like
Yeah.
they did great at acting, and I don't know, it's just the little kids are so cute, like and it kind of makes you emotional because of how innocent they are and what they're
Yeah.
going through. And then they kind of talk about like kids that have been in the trafficking for a long time, right? Like since they were little up until like teens or even older. So blood drinking for high. Ew, dude, that's disturbing. I didn't know about that. If people do that, like I don't think, no, like that's evil. That wouldn't be people. I don't think people do that. I think that's something evil. Yeah. That's crazy. So, yeah. Um but yeah, these people are brave. Like there's
Yeah, they're
brave
brave.
people that are doing this, and I can only imagine it must be disturbing to them too, having to go through that, having to do these rescues, and so it's yeah, it's a good movie. You guys should watch it. I recommend it. And also they do have like, I guess there's a free ticket where you can get free tickets.
Yeah. Or you can like pay it forward, like if you want to get a
Yeah, if
free
you want to
ticket.
buy a ticket and then give it to somebody, you
Yeah,
can.
so they can
You can
watch it.
donate money for free tickets for people. And then also you can try to get the free tickets. So you just have to sign up. And then if there's funds, then you can go ahead and watch the movie, And so I think it's good. You know what, Bass? I thought it was the same thing.
Yeah, I thought it was the same thing
I
too.
thought that Mel Gibson was the one that was directing the movie,
Yeah.
but I guess not. I guess Mel Gibson is making a documentary that goes more in depth, right? Is that how you say it? In depth of these cases, or this specific man, maybe? I don't know. Um that is part of the Hollywood conspiracy. Yeah, so is there anything else you wanted to add?
No. I think it's covered. It's just like, it's just unbelievable that, this happens. Right?
Yeah, it's sad. But we kind of wanted to share too, like some of our experiences that we've had, like near kidnapping and stuff. um, it's scary because, like, as kids, like our parents would always tell us, don't trust anybody,
Yeah.
stranger danger. If somebody tells you, hey, come over here and whatever, like don't listen to them because they're trying to steal your or kidnap you. Um, But for me, let me just share my part. So I think I was in elementary. I want to say maybe first grade. First grade. Um, I remember I was walking to school. I was with my aunt, and I think she was like, what do you think she was like maybe early. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, there's a glitch. Okay. You, can you read that?
This is just the tip of the iceberg. What is coming will be disgusting.
Oh, I know. Hmm. Are we still glitching, Luis? Do you know? Or we're good? Okay. So so I was in middle school, no, elementary, first grade, and I was walking with my aunt, which she was young. She wasn't like maybe I want to say I don't know, like I don't know. She was older than me for sure. And so we were walking to school and this guy pulls up in this older green car. I don't know what kind of make it was, but it was a green car and he pulled up next to us and he had like a ponytail, blue eyes. He was a white guy. And he would kept telling us, "Get in the car." Right? Get in the car. And my aunt, she didn't understand what he was saying because she didn't speak English, but I did. And then she was asking me, "What is he saying?" And I was like, "He's telling me or telling us to get in the car." And so she was like, "No, don't listen to him. Keep walking. Don't look at him." And I would just look over and he kept following us, you know, and trying to talk to us. And he kept saying, "Get in the car. I got stuff for you. You know, where I'm going to give you guys candy or whatever." And so I kind of knew at that moment that he was trying to kidnap us. Like I was like, my mom told me about this. He's like a kidnapper guy. And so my aunt, she was freaking out. "Hey, Nocturnal Frequency.
Hi.
Thanks for joining." And so we ended up getting to the school. We run in there. And then I go straight to class. We had like a bit, like we were all meeting in the, I think we had like a play or something that day. We went to the auditorium and I was sitting there. And then I remember them calling me to the office and they're like, "Oh, you need to go to the office because, you know, they want to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to the office. I saw my aunt. She was like crying and hysterical. And she's like, "Yeah," she told the office that they were trying to kidnap us, that there was this guy out there. And so I had to, the police came. I had to take to give like a, what is it?
A report?
I had to like, I guess, tell them exactly what happened, what the guy looked like. They had somebody sketch him out. Um, and I guess like they put signs all over the school to let parents know, "Hey, there was this guy trying to kidnap these girls this morning, so be on the lookout." Um, and so basically that was, you know, the one of my experiences as a kid. Good thing, I think, because she was there, he didn't get out and take me. Because I think he would have taken me if I was there by myself. That's what I think. But my parents knew better than to send us to school alone, you know, especially being that little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can picture him if I think about it, I can picture him like really clearly in my eyes, like in my head. Like I remember exactly what he looked like. And it's creepy because it's just like a trauma, right? Like you're just like, I remember that how it happened. So yeah, I don't know. It was scary. Has anyone heard from Sean? Yeah, Sean. I think Sean had the surgery and everything came out good. I think he was recovering, is what last I heard. But keep praying for him so he can recover. Bess, I hope the white hats have weakened for Mel to get out of and keep his family safe. Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh, I thought you knew. I thought you knew. Yeah, that he had like heart surgery, I believe it was. And so, yeah, but he's better. He was recovering now. So okay, Eileen's gonna share some of her experiences.
Which one do you want me to share though?
Both, was it 2 or 1?
I had like 3 stories to share.
Okay, well, go ahead. Start from the youngest to the oldest.
Okay, well, I mean, when I was young, I don't really recall, but I think just one of them that I had just remembered because of like the movie was like the time that, like, I don't know if I should like do a little spoiler from like what
you can talk about that. Yeah, you can talk
well
about
it's
that.
because the thing is that in the beginning of the movie, like, there's the little girl and she's really good at singing, right? So this pageant girl comes and like wants to recruit her right into like this, like, I don't know, like a pageant event or something,
Mm-hmm.
where it's for like multiple talents. And then they they let the dad know, like, oh, this is what we're trying to do, and like we want to like take pictures and get your children's info. And the dad was like, he agrees, so he takes them right to this place, and then after that they're gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just saying that reminded me of like when I went to like a pageant thing where it was kind of like the same, and I wanted to get into it because I wanted to do modeling. And so they have you go to this pageant thing, and they have you like, they take pictures of you too, like professional pics, and then like based on your talents, right? Because they had like different ones, like singing, dancing, um like, so they take pictures, and then after that they like, you write down your information, and then they're like, oh, like, we'll get back to you if you come in. Just know that like you'll be going, but like it'll just be you.
Play at 1.5 speed to catch up. Oh, okay. Thanks, Luis, for letting us know. So, I think it's my internet. It's been bad lately, so I'm sorry. We'll pause if we see glitch. If we see a glitch, we'll pause and then wait for it to come back, and then we'll continue the story. Okay, go.
So they get your information down, and then they tell you like, when you're in, you have to come alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna have to be alone. Like, you can't have like other people go with you. So it just reminded me of that. And
it was crazy because it seemed very legit.
Yeah.
Like the pageant thing. And Eileen, I think she was still in high school, right?
Yeah.
She was in high school, and she's like, yeah, I want to be a model. And I think they kind of glamorize it.
Yeah,
they make
did.
it very like, oh, you're really going to get big. You're going to get famous. And look at these pictures we took of you, professional pictures. You look like a model already. And so we were there, and they were talking to us that we had to sign a contract, because I went with my mom and Eileen. And so the contract stated that once they're in, that they have to be alone. Like they go alone. Like, we can't have parents go or whatever. And my mom automatically was like, what do you mean? Like, alone? Like, nah, like, this is already sketchy,
Mm-hmm.
She started kind of like getting sketched out by it. And so she's like, nah, I'm not going to go. You can't go. And so thankfully she didn't, because now that you really think about it,
Yeah.
that's a really good way to get young girls,
Mhm.
right, out of their home, which they're about to turn 18, and then you whatever, who knows where they go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been legit. We're not saying it was like a trafficking thing, but it could have been, so I don't know. So it was just we didn't find out if it was
Yeah,
legit.
we don't know if it's legit.
Hi,
or not.
Mark. Yeah, we didn't know if it was legit. I mean, it was at the Marriott. And there was a lot of young girls that showed up. And a lot of them were signing up. I mean, I don't know if it was legit or not, but
like I haven't heard about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, like we haven't really heard
Yeah.
anything about it, and we haven't heard of any famous people coming out of where we're from.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know, sketchy. Okay, so
Yeah, that was sketchy. But like the only thing that like made me think about it was this movie, So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, oh. And so fast forward, there was this one time that like I was, my mom, she doesn't like going anywhere by herself. So I took her to the store, but this was like late at night already. It was like at 8 and it was like already getting dark. And like, I don't really like grocery stores. So I just like wait in the car. So I was doing that. And then like this guy, like, I think I had my windows rolled down and I was just like, hanging out in the car. And this guy just like he sees me, he crosses the street to the like where my car is. And like, I'm like, oh, that's sketchy. So I rolled up my windows. And then he comes and he's like asking questions and I can't hear him because, I put the windows up and he was just like, oh, roll it down. He was like making the sign, like roll it down. And I'm like, heck no, that feels like sketchy. And then he was like saying like, oh, what time is it? And then, like I tell him, but he's like, no, I can't hear you, like roll the window down. And then I was just like, I just screamed, I was like, is that a god? So I just screamed and then like he ran off. But I don't know, I just got scared and I was just like glad that like, instincts kick in and you're just like, hey, this is sketchy. So that was that time. And then there was this other time when, same thing, another store on the other side of town. And I was waiting in the car. And then this guy in a bike just pulls up right in front of the car. And he doesn't move and he stays there. And it was just creepy because he obviously knew I was there. And I just lock all the doors. And I didn't know what to do because I'm like, what if he tries to like break a window or something? So then I call, like I do like a video chat with all the like all the girls. I just video chat them and I'm like, hey, look at this. Like, what do I do? Like this guy's here and he doesn't leave. And he they were like, oh, turn on the car. So like I turn it on and like he still doesn't leave. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, get out of here. So then I turn on the lights and then he leaves. Like then he turns around and like goes the other way. But I don't know. I thought that was creepy too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was another time, remember, we went to the store.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so me and her had gone to the store, and that was, I think, when I already had my babies. I think they were little at the time.
And once again, it was like already getting late too.
Yeah, it was getting late. And I think me and her decided to go to the store, and we left the kids here with my husband. And so I remember we were driving around trying to find a parking spot, and then we see these two guys in this white car. And then they were parked, and then all of a sudden they start following us around in the parking lot. We find a parking spot. Basically, like we parked here, and then they parked like kind of like two cars. Like there was a car right in front of us, and I think they parked next to that car in front of us. So we get, and I told Eileen, dude, I have a bad feeling about those guys. Like, I don't know, man. And so they kept looking at us, and then we would look at them, and they would like kind of turn away. And so I told her, okay, we're going to open the door, right? And then we're going to go through the cars, like to where they can't see us. And so we opened the door, and as soon as we opened the door, they opened their doors,
Yeah.
both of the guys. And so we kind of like ran, like we kind of like started walking like the opposite way, and then we kind of like ran into the store.
Mhm.
And so we stopped, we got into the store, and then we were kind of
Looking outside.
yeah, looking outside to see if they were there. And I think we told somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we told the security, like there was some creepy guys out there and they were following us, like I don't know. And so I think they went to go check it out. I don't know. But I had a bad feeling about it. Like I felt like they were there with
It was
bad,
really weird.
yeah, with ill intentions, and they were like acting very suspicious, and it was two middle-aged men.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and they look sketchy. Like no.
Yeah.
And so
it looked sketchy.
yeah, I don't
Definitely. And then they were just kind of like circling around, huh? Like they didn't really leave. Like they were like circling around.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like for real. Like I right now, like with my kids, I'm like stay in my, and it's crazy because my son is like the type of kid that likes to run off. He feels confident
And he lingers.
that
He just
nobody's
goes
gonna do
and-
anything, and he's always like getting in between racks, running off on his own. And I'm always screaming, Vince, like in the store, and like people are like what the heck? You know, they get freaked out. But I tell them, I'm like, stay here where I can see you. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm just like always like, it worries me because you never know. Quite a few rapers tried to expose stuff. It's crazy to think you could have been in the same building or room as a serial killer and never know. That's scary. But yeah. And I heard too that a lot of the ads, like there's little, you know, those, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, back in the 90s, early 2000s, 90s, they used to have like these little posters like in corners, right? Or in the laundromat where it said, oh, if you're looking for a job, call this number, right? And you would call those numbers. And a lot of those people were like traffickers, dude. Like, hell
Wow.
no. And then also like sometimes I see stuff online, like people posting, oh, be aware, like they're at it again, trying to get kids to apply for these, you know, if you're 18 and over, contact us. We have like variable hours and like and high pays, right? And they always get like they get them with the high, oh, we're gonna pay you like some crazy like $800 an hour, or like not an hour, but like a week or two, or 1,000 a week, or I don't know what. And then these kids, a lot of these kids will like be like, oh, you know, I can do that. And so they'll call. But yeah, like just be aware, because yeah, like I don't know. It's creepy. It's like they're getting very what do you call it? Creative with stuff on how to get kids.
And you know how they have like tips to like, well, especially for the ladies, because you know you always have to be careful when you're out. Like, oh, if there's like a car, usually like there's like big vans that park next to your car, you know, like things like that. Or like you'll find some things in your car, right? Like outside of your car, right? And remember there was that one time that they put like a note on my windshield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they put a note on my windshield, and I had just seen like a video where they were talking about that, like, oh, be careful if things like that happen. Don't spend time looking at it, you know, get in your car, lock it. So that's what I did. I was like, I got creeped out and I got in the car, locked it, and then I called her and I told her, I'm like, hey, what do I do? You know, like this is creepy. And like you're like, drive off, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like don't
grab the note, just drive off. And if it falls, oh well.
Yeah.
But did you get it, the note after?
Well, I mean, I did, because like I you know, rolled it down and then just grabbed it, and it was a bunch of gibberish, like stuff that didn't even make sense. You know, like I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know if it was like in another language or like if it was just gibberish. But I think like that's like the key thing, right? Like make it gibberish so that you spend time wondering what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're looking at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
like while you're outside. Yeah.
But I do have family, like, I have family that they're like in another state, and she's a female, my cousin. She had told me that there was this creepy guy following them around in the store, and she said that he was trying to talk to her kids, and but she's a man. Her husband, he's a, what is it?
Doesn't he have like a security business?
Yeah, but he's like he's a trainer, like a arms trainer. Like he trains. That's what he does for a living. Like he trains people on how to use weapons and how to get your license to carry, conceal, and he does like jobs like that. And so she's like trained for this, okay?
Yeah, she's trained.
And she's like, I wish he would. Like she was like, he don't even know what the heck is coming. And so
he's like she ain't the one.
Yeah,
to
she's
mess
like
with.
she's like the like, I don't know. She's just really really tough. And so she said that this guy was trying to talk to her kids and he kept following them around. And she said that when she went into her car, she was driving off and that dude like was following her. And she said she kept going, and like she went into this neighborhood, she was going in circles. And then she said finally, like she sees him, like I guess he got lost trying to look for her. And so she said she pulls up right next to them and grabs, like,
Yeah.
she grabs it and she's like, "What's up?" Like, she like points it at that fool, and she's like, "What's up? Like, what can I help you with?" And that he was just like, "Oh crap, like what, like,
What
she's
can I
like, "Let
help
me
you
catch
with?
you around here again." And dude, that was it. Like he took off real quick, right? But I was just like, dude, good for you, because I think she has like 4 kids, I think. And so she's like, like I am not the mom to mess with, and thankfully, that she's trained and she knows how to do all that and how to defend herself and everything. So I feel like all women need to at least, uh-oh, did our mic go off? Can you guys hear us? I'm glad that I think every woman should be able to defend themselves, have something like they say here.
Like luckily we have ourselves some pepper spray, right?
And we should get a taser. Like
yeah,
that's the
we're
next
thinking
thing
about
we
getting
need.
a taser. Yeah.
There was a reporter, I can't remember his name, works for Spin magazine, that was getting close to the truth, and he had the same thing happen. Oh crap, that's crazy. Bama are high and bear mace. Yeah, like bear mace, like something that goes far away that can spray like from far. Do they have concealed carry in California?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think we have. I think we can carry, but I don't know if we can carry concealed. Like, I don't know if we can carry it with us. Like that's something I need to look into, because I know that we can have guns in our vehicles. California seems soft on criminals. I think so. I hear. Oh, okay, cool. That's how you should talk to a strange man. Be assertive and aggressive. Yeah, she's not the one to mess with. Let me tell you, she's like one of the toughest like women that I know. She's not afraid of anybody, and so, which is good. It's really good to be like that. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because on TikTok, remember there was a guy that was talking about. Yeah. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So there was this guy on TikTok that was talking about like how like there was this guy at Target who was just like asking ladies just like
random questions,
like just out of nowhere, like, oh, like, are you from here? How old are you? Like, like a bunch of questions, like just out of nowhere. And he's like, that's sketchy, like don't be answering that, like, because they could be trying to find out if you're alone, if they can, like, if you're like an easy target,
yeah,
and things like that. And I'm like, wow, you ain't even safe at the stores anymore, because I guess like the worker said that like the guy's been doing that.
Yeah, that there's been guys coming in to Target. Not our Target, it was on TikTok. I don't know which Target, but I mean maybe our Target, I don't know. But I guess he was going up to women that didn't have like a husband or that were alone.
Yeah.
And he was like asking them all these questions. And so basically they got the security from Target and they're like, hey, these guys this guy's bothering us. And I think it was 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would kick them out. But who knows, man? What if they're waiting for you in the parking lot?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing, you know? You need to keep your eyes out.
and so the guy was like, okay, so do, like, the guy was kind of giving advice, one of the guys on TikTok, and he was saying, like, go to the, go to if you see any men in the store, go to the men and tell them, hey, can you walk me to like to the security station so I can let them know, or just
Mhm.
like don't talk to them. But he was also saying you have to be assertive, like you have to be tough and look at them in the eye and be like, like you are not right
Yeah,
now.
like you better get away or I'm gonna call
And
the
then,
cops.
dude, there was another
Yeah.
part where I don't know if I saw it on, I think I saw it on TikTok. I don't know, dude. That's TikTok. I don't know. But the guy was saying, there was a guy that was saying, if somebody's trying to take you, if somebody's trying to kidnap you, you fight them. Fight them. It don't matter if you die. He's like, because at least he's like, you don't want them to take you alive because it's gonna be like worse for them to take you alive than dead. Like, and I was like, that's scary.
Yeah, that's
just
scary.
the thought of that was
Yeah.
scary. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know, man. These people are crazy. Don't ever touch anything on your windshield because it could be laced with
Oh my
something.
gosh.
Yeah, I saw that. I've heard of that. That they can put like something where even if your fingers touch it, like you will automatically get paralyzed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. So
that is creepy.
Where's Bear? Hey, Bear. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I don't know, you guys. We got to be alert. We got to be prepared, like at least as prepared as you can. Get stuff.
Yeah,
be
for aware.
Us,
always be alert and aware.
Yeah. And
be ready to fight if you have to.
Be ready to fight. Yeah, because heck no, that's scary, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, any of you guys in the chat have had any experiences like that?
Let us know.
We want to know, because is it just women? Do men? Like, do any of you guys on the chat, have you guys ever been like approached or try to get, taken? I don't know. Is it more common for women? I mean, I'm sure it is, because women are more like vulnerable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, you guys. It's definitely a scary situation. But also, like in the movie, it is, like based on a true story, and they kind of, they do have the real guy that kind of like goes into the interviews, like with what's his name? What's his name? The actor?
Yeah, Jim Caviezel.
Yeah, with Jim Caviezel, like they go and do interviews together, and he kind of shares like on what they do. And I don't know, it's my hat's off to him, because that is not an easy job. Nunca. Oh, Eddie's got a funny story. I've heard of girls from school. Yeah, see? Yeah, and then even in college, like there's a lot of like, because even what was that serial killer?
College.
What was that serial killer that would always like kidnap women? Ted Bundy? Ted Bundy. I think it was Ted Bundy who would kidnap like college girls, and he would like, oh, heck no, Eddie. A little old man told me he was gonna make. Wow. That's crazy. What did you say back? What did you respond to that? Yeah, no, like it's a crazy world out there. And the more that you hear of things, the more it just freaks you out.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it's sometimes I think about it and I'm like, is this stuff that I should be hearing about? Is this gonna mess with my brain? Like, yeah. But it's also the reality. It's also things
that are actually happening in the world.
And like, let's say you're not aware of what's happening and you're just like on nonchalant.
Yeah, like you're just like, in La La Land, and
then shit happens. Sorry for my, language.
All right, let me read it. Okay. I had a guy and a girl tried to carjack me 2 years ago. in Olympia, Washington. Luckily, I had my 45. All I had to do was point it at them and they ran.
That's crazy.
Have they ever tried to steal
But
cars?
you were in the car? I had a guy and a girl who tried to carjack me 2 years ago. So you were in the car because you pointed the gun at them. So basically, like they were telling you, "Hey, get out of the car," or what? Like, were they just trying to take it? I don't know.
Have you ever had your car try to be jacked?
Dude, you had your car try to be jacked when you guys were at Home Depot.
Oh yes, at Home Depot they try to take it. They like messed with the whole like where you insert the key area.
What is it called?
I don't even know what it's called,
remember.
but like the little entering of key area, and they messed with it, and because they were trying to take it, and like I don't know, they were putting like some type of other thing, and then my dad couldn't even drive it anymore. He couldn't put the key because it didn't work.
So how'd you guys get it home?
I don't know. I guess like they called my uncle. My uncle's a mechanic, and he fixed it for them, and like now they have to use like a different type of key to be able to turn it on, like not the usual one. It's
wow.
Yeah.
This girl was sneaking out at night, and one day this white van parked had a guy as a driver smoking, and the girl passed by. The side door swung open, and they said, "Come here." She ran away. Oh,
it's creepy.
Oh, you were at a stoplight in Maine on the beach road in the midst
Of families.
I will tell on a channel sometime. Too much info. Yeah, dude, you're more than welcome to come on our channel and talk about stuff. You're always welcome. And so, yeah, I've heard of stories like that at the stoplight where, especially at night, late at night, people who have night shifts, like where you stop at a light and then these people just start like running towards your car. Like, dude, heck no.
There was this creepy time, remember, like a bunch of Halloweens ago, that like we were gonna go to like a haunted Halloween house. Remember, and we were like in the stoplight, and then the whole lights just went out for like that whole
the whole neighborhood. Yeah, I remember that. And it was all girls. Creepy. It was just us.
Yeah, and it was creepy.
Yeah, it was all girls in the car. I was driving, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it was all girls in the car, and we were like, we're gonna go have fun for Halloween. And it was like nighttime, and then all the lights go out, and we're like, oh heck no.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Dude, I stepped on that car real quick. Like, no. The moral of the story is people are scary. Oh, okay. A teen girl was walking with her fam, and she was a few steps ahead. She made a turn, and a car was parked to the side. The guy told her if she wanted to make... Oh!
That's... Wow.
That's crazy. What else was I going to share? Oh, yeah. Kind of like, do you remember that movie that we watched with the telephone call?
The Call?
What was it called? It's with Ethan Hawke. He's the bad guy.
Oh, what's that movie called?
Phone? The Black Phone or something?
Yeah, something
like that. And it's about that. It's about a kid that gets kidnapped, and he's like a serial killer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's crazy, dude. It's a crazy movie. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
But hey, Nightmare, how are you? The Black Phone.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, it's a crazy movie too. Like, especially because it has to do with kids. Like, I remember I watched this movie one time. I don't remember what it's called, but it had like a graphic scene in it. And it was like it was the same thing about a kidnapped child. And it was in this house with like this guy that was like, he wasn't like all there. He was like mental, and his parents were in the house, and they knew like he had the kid. But I think he killed the kid. I think I don't remember what movie it was, but it was so disturbing, dude. I was like, oh, like I didn't even know it was gonna be about that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Gone Girl. It was a different movie. But Gone Girl is good too.
Yeah.
She straight up staged everything. Um, yeah, but I'm telling you guys, it's weird out there. I don't know if Eddie wanted to join. Let me see. Let me grab the stream. Here's the link for Eddie if he wanted to come in. I wasn't sure. I think he wanted to share. Ben Affleck was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good movie, actually.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was very intriguing and entertaining, but I think it was about that story. What was it called? Do you remember that where that pregnant lady was murdered by her husband?
Oh,
And he kept doing like
like searches.
I don't remember what their name was.
Yeah, I don't.
But he was
remember.
doing like he was coming out on the news and everything, but it was like him who had killed her and he threw her I think in the ocean.
Yeah, he threw her in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A young
High school.
young high school girl was kidnapped by some Mexican guy. Crazy thing, it happened after school. They even have CC footage of the Mexican guy walking in the hallways. I think the boy was catfished. Oh, it was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the other thing, dude. Like it's scary, like online, like internet stuff, right? Because you're like, even on video games, you can chat with people. You can like anywhere you can chat with people and you don't know who you're really talking to. It could be like, somebody that's trying to hurt somebody. Oh, no one really like cared for him. Oh, let me add Eddie. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I got a funny story. Probably a few of them to share, and just too much to type.
Okay.
Would you like me to now, or did I
Yeah,
interrupt?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so when we had a little bit more money, we would go to Algonquin, Maine, which is just about a half hour north of New Hampshire, and 20 minutes south of Kennebunkport. It's a beautiful beach. I mean, like as far as going to beaches in Connecticut and Cape Cod, and I've been, well, as far as where I've been, it's just soft sand and it doesn't get deep right away. You can go pretty far out from one sandbar to the next. There's always usually no waves, very flat, great for kids. But the price has gone up now to $400 or $500 a night.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. It used to be years ago. We used to go every year 10 years ago.
And this is just to get into the area?
No, well, a night to stay in the town on the close to the beach within
Oh.
walking distance.
Mhm.
They have trolleys and it's it's sort of I want to call it like an upper middle class vacation setup. Whereas if
Mhm.
you go the next town south, which is York, it's cheaper. But you on the beach, there's rocks and those little flies that are very annoying. Uh, so it's not as pleasant as this is a very much of a family atmosphere, but there's Canadians that come down to vacation there. It's beautiful. There's the little ice cream shops. It's just
Yeah.
where you'd want to spend a week. And there's a bridge. There's a bridge that you go over where the Algonquin River Channel comes in, and when you cross that bridge, then you're on the beach proper. There's just a parking lot, and that's it. There's the beach. Now there's so of course it's different for completely different story for a man. And I walk around. Generally, I have ADD, so that's no excuse. But I walk around, and I don't like laying on the pillow to talk to you folks or anyone, but it's the easiest way to stay out of everybody else's business throughout the house. Um, so yeah, back to Algonquin. We normally it would be like a 2.5 hour ride from where I live in Massachusetts. But we went the night we left. It was about 4 hours plus in the car with our two children who were 8 and 10, and my wife was pregnant with our third. So this
Mhm.
is 10 years ago. When we finally got there, it was about 8:30, so the sun had set. My wife, being pregnant, was exhausted. So were the kids from being cooped up in the car. So we checked in. We checked into the room, and they laid down. And I had been drinking coffee the whole way. I
Yeah.
used to drink a lot of coffee, just like Vault. And oh yeah, I mean, I think it's just part of having ADD. It just keeps me alert and normal.
Yeah. So you were wide awake?
Yeah, wide awake, and I had to stress down. So there's like Beach Road and Main Street, and picture a little downtown eyeglass shop, chocolate shops, pharmacy, a couple of beach stores with fins and tubes and towels. The probably about 2 or 3 streets just like that. And then it's also a, well, the last time I went, yeah, it still is. I'm pretty sure it's largely a male gay community. And
Mhm.
so what I see in these communities is sort of like the cream of the crop from gay men. So like you can go into these breakfast shops and there'll be like blueberry pancakes with some sort of high-end syrup and some exotic fruit or something. But whatever they put together is absolutely delicious and
Mhm.
expensive. So anyways, there's it's the sun has set, but it's still very lively in front of me. I asked the guy at the bell desk because I just said, hey, I need to go get a drink somewhere. Um, are there any heterosexual bars? And just, nicely, he said, yeah, there's one that begins with an M. It's up across from the pharmacy. Okay, great. So, because there's like there's hotels that are named like, or bars that are named like the Funky Banana, these sorts of names that fit the community. Um,
Mhm.
and like my father and brother, they're funny. They didn't know it was like that. All of the bars in town were primarily gay bars, so they were next to a piano bar, and they were getting approached and getting gawked at by men, and then they ended up stomping out of there because they're it just suits their level of tolerance. You'd have to know them to know how funny that was, but because you can say just about anything to me, and I'll keep walking and sort of laughing as it has happened here, which was I'm on my way now to go to this bar, and I'm walking by the outdoor patios where you can get calzones and fancy oyster dishes and the chocolate shop, and then these buildings are like 2 or 3 story buildings that are all attached from one to the next. And I suppose that the men who own the buildings, well, there would be occasionally a man. There'd be the shop downstairs and the apartment upstairs, And so I'm going to guess that some of these men owned the building, and they were just sort of hanging out in front of their door. So there's women with children in front of me pushing babies, carriages, and the same thing behind me. And I'm walking down the street, just zoning out, enjoying the fresh sea air and everything. And I hear, instead of the word bit, but I'm going to say witch.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear, making my witch. And about 2 seconds later, maybe 2 or 3 steps later, making my witch, like that loud. And at that point, I'm like, that's a weird, like, now it's dawning on me, like, that's something really weird to hear out here. And then finally a third, make my witch, I hear, like, really loud. And then I looked in front of me. I'm like, mother, 2 kids, not talking to him. I look behind me, another mother and a husband, young couple with 2 kids. What the hell? So I look to the right, and I'm on the right-hand side of the street, about to cross the street. And I look and I see this little small, so I would have been 40, okay, and this guy's probably in his 70s. A little small man, and by small I mean I'm 5'10", and he's probably like 5, pushing, if he's lucky, he's 5 feet tall. And it was like, sometimes things are so, if you're like, if I were a female, I would be just as surprised as you when some guy pulls up and says get in the van or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to like train yourself and practice, I think, with women, so that their response is automatic, because you guys can't hesitate.
Right.
Whereas in this instance, the people that know me, die laughing, because it's so funny, and we were kind of broke that year too, and I just have different thoughts. I actually, as I was walking across the crosswalk, the bar was Maxwell's. They were having karaoke that night. I actually thought, I had sort of the thought, I don't want to, well, I thought, I could go and get that guy and say, let's go out back, and then I could just throw his ass in the dumpster and take his money. But I'm not like that. But his comment wasn't a threat as much as an offer, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it now, was I in danger? Like, you're talking about some real serious stuff on your channel right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but think about that.
Yeah.
Then this whole trip was a lot of. There's so many events in my life that remind me of Chevy Chase movies. Like his wife falls asleep in the car when they're driving down the highway, and then Goldie Hawn or whoever drives up in a Lamborghini or Porsche next to him, flirting with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like,
yeah.
There's so much stuff in my life that's funny like that. And here's one, the same trip, probably the following night or the night after, fishing, and I got like a shopping carriage I made out of a beach buggy. I mean, I bring like tackle boxes, 2 or 3 poles, extra line, all kinds of stuff, and I'm wearing a wetsuit for Maine because the water's cold. It's about midnight. It's about 12:30 a.m. I'm by myself, and it's high tide, so I walk back and fish the bridge, because the striped bass come in, and they go into the tidal rivers during high tide and eat the little fish then. So I go back up to the bridge. I took my I unzipped my wetsuit and just took the top part of it off and tied the arms around my waist, because I was sweating. It's like 3 millimeters thick, and
Mm-hmm.
if you're not in the water, it taut. So I'm standing there at my 2 poles cast in, and I hear the bar close that down on the beach. There's like one or two. I think there's one restaurant and bar down there. That's where the rooms are like 500 a night if you wanted to stay there right there on the beach. Um, so I hear some, some guys get out and they're laughing, but they're in the distance, like a couple hundred yards, and then they get in their car and they're driving, and I'm paying attention to the water, enjoying some peace and quiet. And they drive by, and I mean, I don't really care the way I look, and it's probably not good. I mean, one of the is it the big sins is sloth, gluttony. As I was going to go to confession earlier, but the priest wasn't there, so I was trying to, detail. I should probably say what I haven't done, and then ask to be forgiven. But, yeah. Anyways, I've gotten fat and whatnot, and I don't care. I was fishing. They drove by, and they're listening to the radio, right? These four gay guys, and they drove by over this little bridge, and then I hear that one of the guys goes, "Oh, oh my God! Did you see the size of his ass?"
Oh my gosh.
They're all laughing. I mean, it was so funny. Like they just totally made fun of me, but I thought it was a complete joke. I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't know if they wouldn't have.
So
I wear knives too, like big fishing fillet knives.
did it make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all. That's the
Oh,
funny thing.
yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I did take the lit way. I walked the there's some shortcuts you can take that are like long they're dark areas. I took the main street. I didn't take any shortcuts through the dark. But yeah, it's a well-to-do community, even though there are some shysters and shady people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so yeah, I wanted to share those
Yeah.
stories with you. I as an undergraduate student, my best professor was gay, is gay, Dr. Paul Russell. That was years ago, and he used to dump probably a whole pen's worth of red ink on my papers, my history papers, and really, really, really brought me up to speed. Um, Long story short, because of affirmative action back in the day, he was denied a job at Notre Dame, and he was like a really famous scholar. He speaks multiple languages, like he can go anywhere in Europe and talk to anyone. He was that good. So yeah, that's my story. I've fortunately never had super violence, but it just came to mind when you said, do you guys have any stories?
Yeah, because it's not very common that I've known, especially like maybe younger boys, maybe I want to say, but once like you're an old like I want to say maybe over 20, maybe I don't think it's as common for men to try to get kidnapped. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. But
Yeah,
I feel like yeah.
These people ruin women. Unfortunately, it's not all women. I suppose it depends on what happens. But because when I was much younger, I had begun dating. She was such a sweet person, and she had I don't want to give too much details about her childhood because there's it started with her father, but you're familiar with the Shriners, Melha Shriners?
No.
They are a charitable organization, and every organization is susceptible to having good cops, bad cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she was marching in a parade. She was like the town's little no-no. You just say no to drugs. I think at the time she was 13 or 14. And now this going along with what you were saying earlier, as people get propositioned for jobs. After the parade route, her parents were both from Poland, so the supervision and the ability to speak English and everything was wasn't up. It wasn't where it needed to be. They should have been watching everything she was doing, but she was the youngest child, and the Shriner came up to her. One of they typically have. Well, if I remember correctly, they dress up as like clowns. Not always. Some of them are clowns. They have these like go-karts that they do figure eights with in the parades around here. It's really cool. Everyone loves that. And
Yeah.
anyway, so afterwards, she told me she was sitting on a bench waiting for pickup or something, and one of the I don't even want to call him a Shriner. I'll just say one of the guys came up and said, I do modeling, this and that, and you could make a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. And so she graduated, I think, like second in her class at high school. And so, but this was back, when she was younger. So she was really smart and intelligent, but naive. Not naive. She was age appropriate, and he was 50, 60, I don't know. But this is a really sad story, so it's not one that I enjoy telling, but it fits the theme perfectly because he completely manipulated her in a way that I felt would be like opening up when she told me about it, I firmly told her, tomorrow I'm taking you to the Springfield Police Department and you're reporting this, because she told me in like complete confidential secret, please don't tell anyone, that basically he had lured her, to pick her up and take pictures of her, to send off to Europe or something where these people would evaluate them and come back with a price. And he gave her numbers and letters to this secret bank account that didn't even exist for some offshore. It was a complete manipulation. It was like a story that he had sold 100 times before, from the way she described it. And it involved him bringing her into the woods, into various hotels, eventually to his house. And I actually went into work that night, where I was working, and went right up after she told me. I went right up to my lieutenant, asked him to talk with him, and I just started crying. I said, I want to kill this guy. I mean, what he did to her wasn't the right thing to think, because he didn't kill her, but he ruined her life for sure. And what was interesting was he said to me, well, we'll go the legal route, and if that doesn't work, we'll do something. I don't want to talk about that, but he basically, what he did involved ties, whips, gags, all kinds of crazy shit. That
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I took her to the Springfield detective was one that I was taking at the time, taking a class with, and later she would tell me that, you know what, you're right. This was opening a can of worms. He did the same thing to his granddaughter, the neighbor. His son was doing the same thing to. Had been accused of, was probably doing time at the time. But anyways, a whole bunch of girls and women came forward after that.
Wow.
Once he was made out, and he ended up going to a mental institution, jail, wherever.
Yeah, because he claimed insanity.
I don't remember what.
Or he was just crazy.
It was a juvenile trial, and I didn't go.
That's
You know,
crazy.
yeah. It yeah, all I can say is it her it
It was,
it
yeah.
yeah, it just told yeah, I feel I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah, that's
It
it's a tough,
was
yeah.
Yeah,
Um
it was awful.
and it's and that's the thing, like you can never, and that's something that I don't trust nobody. I'm like, do not trust anybody because you don't know what intentions they have. Especially, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, even sometimes it's hard to even trust families, because you don't know
Hmm.
what they're going through, right? So, yeah,
I,
that's
I told
scary.
my I told my daughter, I said, do not trust any man, and left
Mhm.
it at that. And she said, can I trust you? And I said, yes, now. But if I ever bang my head and get into an accident, uh, and I'm partially retarded, um, you know, I said, you do not ever trust a man, but I love you and I'll defend you, to my
Yeah.
death. But I wanted to make sure she understands that, at base we have instinct and we're not
Yeah.
monsters. We got to be socialized and everything, and in some instances taught right from wrong.
Wow. Yeah.
Um,
But it's a scary world. But I know that you wanna, watch the movie,
yeah,
so
I do. Yeah,
you should watch it. It's good. It's, definitely, I think it's something that people a lot of people need to watch, because especially if you're not sure, about, um, what's really going on and you wanna kinda know, I think it's good to watch it and
yeah,
kinda
yeah,
just to expose yourself to what's happening. And I don't know if you have kids, definitely watch it. I mean, I kind of knew, I kind of expected what it was going to be about. So I was ready. I mentally got myself ready for it before I went.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there was a lot of people that were upset. I can hear them, talking about it. And they at the end, it was people clapped and they liked that it was put out there. So yeah. And
yeah,
you know what? The other thing too, it's not being shown in all theaters. It's only in some theaters that I've
yeah. I
noticed.
noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, and that's the reason why we went to that particular theater because they were the ones that were showing it. And then, the whole thing happened with my car,
Yeah.
so, it was, yeah,
Ah,
it was
right. Yeah,
annoying. Yeah.
yeah. In here, the West Springfield cinemas uh, sold out. I was looking for seats last
Yeah.
day of this week,
Mhm.
and through most of the shows, you couldn't find any good seats for two.
Right.
Um, but then up in the Hadley, was that more liberal? I don't know. It was the cinema. They barely sold any tickets. I could have went there, but they also don't have the new seats that recline. Uh,
Mm.
Oh, it's the
the big
straight, yeah.
Yeah. So and I also have to. Um, I got to figure out a way of tricking my wife into going because
Oh,
when I try to talk about she works really hard. She works in the public schools and she goes to work at 6 and comes home at 6 or 7. Um,
wow.
yeah, it's like a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of
They're
hours.
underfunded now, and now when kids get um, abused or whatnot, she's got to fill out forms for multiple agencies, and uh, it. She's an administrator, so but anyway, she doesn't. She's such a good person too, and I tried to talk with her um, about um, the bloody issues,
Yeah, yeah.
and um, she, she's like, you can't believe everything you hear, and I get this like this, I can't help but feels sometimes slightly insulted. Like, well, I don't, but a lot of people are saying, people I trust, I might be saying something. Hang on, Rich, and I'll wrap up with my story with basically that I wanna get her.
Yeah.
This movie will be good for easing someone who works all day and doesn't have time to watch alternative, YouTube. Interact with folks like you. I'm interacting right now with Bass and Truth and Vault
Mm-hmm.
and everyone else. Say hi, Rich.
Hi.
Hello.
And yeah, it was very nice talking to you, and thanks for letting
Yeah,
me share.
of course. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your stories.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it was an experience, and I don't know what it was. What do you call it? When a man does a call like cat
Yeah.
call.
Mhm.
I guess that was his version of a cat call, but to say that,
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
or whatever.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and hopefully you'll come back on sometime and share more stories.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you take care. Yeah, guys, so that was Mr. Eddie Pitch, but that's all we have for you guys today. I know we were on here and we kind of shared our thoughts, and I hope you guys go watch it. I know Nightmare put in a link. And I think that's, if you guys, I don't know if that's for the Hey Candy.
Hey.
I don't know if that's well, he put in the link, so if you guys want to see the movie there, I think there's might be a what is it, a trailer maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I said, you guys can go try to get free tickets online and to go watch it. And yeah, if you guys do go watch it, please let us know what you guys thought about it, and after the show in the comments, and that way we can just get your thoughts on it. But thank you guys for showing up. We appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is going to be live today, but if there is other people on live, I'll probably be in the chats. Say hi. But thank you guys. Have a good evening and good weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.